Which MMO should you waste your life on in 2026? By Josh Drave Hayes, the legendary MMO time waster who's covered every MMO from 10 hours to 100 hours to 1,000 hours. I'm subbed to him on my main channel, don't come at me. This is my second channel, it's only subbed to myself. So let's just see what he has to say. And this is a very short video for Josh Drave Hayes, honestly. It's 11 minutes, his average video is like 45. But I'm curious, so let's dive into it.
It's almost the new year. The games industry is collapsing, the cost of living is going up, and if you are the average viewer of this channel according to YouTube statistics, you've accepted you'll never own a house. Social media is imploding over a bot infestation, brain rot slop is now...
He started off with like 10 different like major announcements and things to say right off the rip. Yes, if you're a millennial, or a Gen Z, or a Gen Alpha, you are forever homeless. Good fucking luck. May the universe be with you, because you are never owning a home. Like, get fucked, honestly. That's the future for you when it comes to home ownership. Online social media imploding? Absolutely true. Because I have never seen everybody go on a frenzy to tear apart anything AI. If you even remotely use AI, you're a piece of shit. You should end yourself. You're a terrible human being. You're the reason RAM costs $900. You're the reason everything is terrible. The AI bots everywhere. It's terrible, atrocious. Like just, it's become asinine. And AI is bad. I get it. But the social media war is wild. And no one trusts anything anymore. Everything is AI now. I had people on my Instagram saying, I'm not a real person. It's an AI channel. That's how deranged people are. Because I'm well-spoken and somewhat eloquent on some of my shorts, some of my videos, people go, that's not real. He didn't cuss, he spoke smoothly, he spoke eloquently, that's AI, that's a fake person. What?
The fastest growing content type, and the continued rise of AI means you're never sure if a beautiful picture is human or machine-made, leaving you with a small but permanent shard of cynicism and reducing your ability to find joy in the world. So how do we deal with this situation? That's right, we dive headfirst into a virtual world and forget our real-life problems. Why look at the mess of reality when you could instead look at Lune's feet? The problem with most video games is...
Okay, he mentioned Lune's feet, so I already know he's going to go to Xalatath and say you should be playing World of Warcraft if you like feet, because Xalatath's feet are point and center, everything about retail. Wow. Feet, 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 feet. God. All of these goddamn devs are Kumas, I swear to God. Why is there so much focus on character feet in these games? Look at that shit. Point and center, feet in your face.
They eventually end, which means you're going to have to face the harsh light of existence again at some point, even if you replay them. You're just delaying the inevitable. I mean, there's only so many times you can play through Cyberpunk until it gets boring and repetitive, and that amount of times is slightly less than one. But what if there were a genre of game which didn't end, which not only allowed you to become hopelessly addicted to it, but actively encouraged it? A genre with the most monotonous and mind-numbing repetitive content design you could ever imagine, but my god if it isn't satisfying watching number go up. Well, look no further than MMORPGs, a genre with hundreds of games and about 5 of them actually matter, and several will probably have died by the time you watch this video. Marvel as your social life gets reduced to an ever-shrinking online friends list and your free time is replaced with grinding gear for minuscule upgrades and an awkward guild chat with people you'll never meet and probably never want to. The dungeon conversations will be
He's going very fast. He could have really made this a 45-minute video very easily. He's just blitzing through this video. And that game, Unk, for research purposes, that was Expedition 33. That was Lune's feet. So, yes. But he's not wrong. I'll be real. I don't really talk to people in guild chat anymore. I don't really talk to people in game anymore. I just talk to people on Discord. Or I talk to my streamer friends. And my friend group has been shrinking ever so slowly, more and more and more. And it's interesting that even though MMOs are meant to be this big game, they're meant to be this big thing where you have huge communities. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think online social media, it has never been bigger. And at the same time, online social media has never been smaller. Does that make sense? Am I sounding philosophical or am I sounding retarded? Anyways, let's click play.
Varied. Are you helping a 55-year-old woman through her third divorce or talking to a teenager who's using slang you don't recognize because you're too old? Who knows? Trick question. It's neither, because the real guild chat is in a Discord channel you're not invited to.
Okay, so I apologize for pausing all the time, but that reminds me of a story When I was like 11 or 12, I helped a woman divorce her husband because she was in an abusive relationship and he was beating her. So I helped her find the right steps to get help and leave him. And I'm an 11-year-old in Australia helping this woman who's like a 24-year-old in the US. And I'm thinking to myself, I just want to play a game. Where did I meet her? Warcraft 3 custom games. What was my generation doing on the internet unfiltered, unchecked? I swear to God.
MMORPGs allow you to feel the fleeting pleasure of progress in this dark world, and all they ask is an unreasonable amount of time and sometimes your money, and my god if it isn't totally worth it. Touching grass is for losers who don't have a flying mount. But with so many online worlds offering everything from dozens of hours of repetitive content to hundreds of hours of repetitive content, how do you know which game should replace your personality? The truth is they all suck in their own magical way, but which one sucks in a way you can personally live with? Well, dear viewer, that's what I'm here to help you find out. Hello, I'm Josh Strife-Hayes, MMORPG reviewer and professionally terminally online person. Here to go.
Is he at like 1.5 speed? Or is he just talking really fast? But he's also not wrong. What a handsome man. But he's also not wrong in the sense that every MMO sucks ass. My favorite MMO is WoW, classic WoW in particular. And it's dog shit. I hate this game. Same thing as League of Legends. I hate League of Legends, but I can't quit. And every MMO sucks in its own unique ways. Guild Wars 2, amazing game. No real end game progression. Your gear is great. That's it. You won. You can't get more gear. Final Fantasy 14, amazing game. No PvP. Or absolutely dog shit PvP for what is there. And you need to like reading. Amazing story, but you need to like reading. Star Wars The Old Republic. One of the best stories in gaming in the most digestible, amazing, smooth manner. But it's, at the end of the day, no end game. Really, like the raid scene is much smaller. The raid scene is much, like, it's a dead game. And like every MMO in this space has its own big issues of why they're fun or why they're bad.
You through the microtransaction-filled parasocial jungle of online games. I'm going to break down which MMORPGs are still online, why they would appeal to you, and why they wouldn't. Then, when you are fully informed, you can go and download one and begin your new adventure of sitting in your chair and replacing actual life achievements with in-game achievements. Trust me, they are much more impressive. Actual degrees get more useless by the day, while max capes, they only appreciate in value as more teleports get added. So which is really investing in your future? A big thank you to all these people on Patreon who support the channel and allow me to keep not touching grass, and Gamer Subs for making sure I never need to drink unflavoured water again. More info on how you can support and buy Gamer Subs at the end. For now, let's begin. If you have decided meat space is a bit too much and you want to jack into the Matrix like a slightly out of shape Neo, you could consider the following new adventures. World of Warcraft. Call of Duty, Love Island, AI-generated country songs. Sometimes popular things are popular for a reason, and that reason is people are simple creatures served by the bare minimum and the bar of human creativity is in hell. World of Warcraft is a love story between the members of the Horde and the Alliance and follows the classic story construction framework of enemies to friends, to enemies to friends, to enemies to friends, to enemies to lovers, to friends, to enemies to kind of friends, and then the jailer happened and everyone stopped even pretending this made sense and just let that one writer live out his Sylvanas fanfiction on a global scale. World of Warcraft is made by Blizzard.
If that ain't the truest fucking shit anybody's ever said about World of Warcraft, holy fuck. Shadowlands got completely retconned. And I will say, the amount of, like, enemies to friends, enemies to friends, enemies to friends, you know, a gay relationship between Anduin and Rathian that almost happened, but they were too pussy to go through with it. Because, like, Anduin and Rathian, that, come on, you guys can't tell me there wasn't tension there. There was so much tension with the two of them. And the devs never bit the bullet. But Shadowlands was dog shit. BFA storytelling was dog shit. Like the burning of the world tree and everything. Oh goddamn, they butchered the story in so many different avenues, so many different ways, so many different like levels. Genuine travesty. We're not even enemies anymore. At this point, we're just like, we're happy-go-lucky. We're rivals, chat. We're all rivals now.
who have done some rather dodgy stuff in the past, and everyone knows that playing a game means endorsing and supporting everything the company has ever or will ever do, so make the decision to play carefully. World of Warcraft uses the tried and tested tab targeting system where you rotate through your combat abilities by pressing the numbered keys on the keyboard, with complexities of classes ranging from preschooler playing 3 blind mice on a Casio keyboard to Phil Collins on crack playing the only good bit from In the Air Tonight like the drums owed him money. Playing World of Warcraft is like eating mac and cheese or drinking light beer. You won't shock anyone by saying you do it and enjoy it, but excessive amounts of any of those things will result in the same lifestyle, sedentary and smelling faintly of cheese. Guild Wars.
He really is blitzing this. He's not wrong. He's 100% correct. Honestly, you know what? I will say one thing about playing WoW. Playing WoW as an MMO, retail WoW, is you're the basic bitch of the MMO world, right? You go to Starbucks and get your lattes. You're the white girl of MMOs when you play retail WoW. Classic WoW is the 35-year-old dads reliving their college life or their high school life through college football. That's what classic WoW is, right? That's the difference. Retail WoW, you're basic. You can be very educated and very advanced and have incredibly high skill level, but you're still a basic bitch for playing retail WoW. Whereas classic, you're holding on to long-lost valor and long-lost nostalgia and long-lost memories over anything else. Like the average classic player is like, I've been playing 18 years. I'm better than you. Buddy, calm down, Jim Bob. Get back in your fucking trailer.
2. Do you hate monthly fees, challenging content, or the feeling of progression? Then you might love Guild Wars 2. Buy once, play forever. Loads of classes, loads of maps, and about 3 different gameplay loops scattered over all of them. You'll go from killing 10 easy enemies to killing 10 other easy enemies in a different place, to sometimes even killing 10 even easier enemies in another even more different place. Does this game have a death animation? I don't know. Neither will you. Guild Wars 2 is the epic story of how many times you can click the skip to end button in cutscenes and then kill some story bosses while you try and figure out what's going on, give up and watch a YouTube recap instead. The game...
God damn, he's decimating every single game. He has no sympathy for anyone. Also, chat, you would not have won the state if they put you in the game. That's like saying if you were back in Classic WoW in 2004, you would have cleared Naxxramas and showed everybody the strategies. You could only say that now because you look back and know everything. But could you have known everything back then? Could you have really won state if they put you in there? But going back to Guild Wars 2 here. My only gripe with Guild Wars 2 is there is no progression. I beat the game in 2013. I still have BIS gear. I haven't upgraded my gear in 12 years. Like, that's wild to me. Like, the fact that I played Guild Wars 2 for so long, and my gear, the gear has gotten, I think, 8% better from 2012 to now. So technically, there are upgrades, but not really. My character's still bissed out. There is no progression. I don't think I've raided since, what was the 3rd expansion of Guild Wars 2? It was the Frost one. I last raided during the Frost expansion. What was that fractal called? Well, fractals were the raids. No, wait, they have raids. Holy shit, it's been so long. God, every game is terminology is blending in my brain at this point in time. But nonetheless, Guild Wars 2 is a good game. But it's so horizontal that it doesn't matter when you come back. And the game is piss easy. Leveling, I made a brand new account for a video series I did, playing Guild Wars 2 as a fresh player, as a new player. And it was the easiest, smoothest. It took, I think it was 25 hours to go from 1 to 80. And I was playing turbo casually. I didn't buy any expansion. I didn't buy anything. I didn't get anything. I just dived into it. That's how simple it is. And it's okay for what it is. It's not a bad game at all. But it's an amazing experience. You go back to once every 3 years. You play the shit out of everything that's come out since then. And then you take a break for 3 more years.
Focuses on horizontal progression instead of vertical, which means instead of getting better, more powerful equipment as you play, you'll just get different equipment, meaning you stay about as strong as you started, but look slightly worse as time goes on. Recommending Guild Wars 2 to someone is like recommending they drink water and stretch in the morning. You both know it's probably a fine idea, but it's just kind of bland, and you know it'll always be an option when you eventually find the time. Elder Scrolls Online. Remember Skyrim, the game which came out 50...
God, He's cooking with this video. I'm kind of liking this new Josh Drive Hayes. I don't like reacting to his videos because they're 45 minutes long and I don't know how to shut the fuck up. So like, what am I? I'm 4 minutes into his video. It's 11 minutes long. I got a 15-minute reaction. And if it was a 45-minute long video of his, I would be reacting for 3.5 hours and my chat would hate me. So I like this new style of Josh Drive Hayes. But he's on the nose. He's 100% correct for Guild Wars 2. I genuinely can't say anything false or anything incorrect about Guild Wars 2 that he said. The water and stretching is the best analogy I've heard. It's like, it's a really good game. But you want excitement, you want passion, you want energy. Like, you know how when, you know those relationships you think back on? You don't think back onto the stable, calm, normal person you were with. You go back to the psycho ex. That's who you have the most vivid memories of. Because the sex was wild, but everything else was absolutely terrible. That's what people remember. So Guild Wars 2 isn't a bad game, but the memories aren't there because it's good. Guild Wars 2 is just simple. It's nice. But there's no trauma. There's nothing bad about it. You're not remembering shit about it. You're remembering the shitty moments and the greatest moments. Not the, it's smooth the whole way through.
15 years ago, and then 10 years ago, and then 7 years ago, and then 5 years ago, and then 2 years ago, and probably this year, and in 3 years' time, and then again forever until we all die? Yeah, well, wouldn't it be fun if it was online? Amazingly, somehow, no. The Elder Scrolls Online is the journey through an epic story fighting as one of 3 factions and answering such questions as, what if there was an Elder Scrolls game where you couldn't be a stealth archer, or can Bill Nye voice act, or can you make a combat system worse than Skyrim? The answer to all these questions is yes. ESO is an amazing experiment in being everything I could possibly want in an MMORPG on paper, and yet somehow the experience of actually playing it is the gaming equivalent of eating marshmallows. I know I'm definitely doing something, but it's not nutritious, and if I keep going, I'm going to feel sad in the morning. This
script writing is absolutely fucking peak. Absolutely fire. And he's 100% correct. I love ESO. I adore this game. I think it's my third most played. No, classic retail WoW's 1, classic WoW's 2. I haven't played much retail since Classic came out in 2019. And then I think ESO is third most played MMO for me. Maybe fourth. But holy shit. I couldn't tell you fuck all about ESO. ESO is that MMO that just... On paper, it's so amazing. On paper, it's a perfect game. On paper, ESO is the dream MMO. When I dream Classic Plus, it's what I dreamed ESO would have been. Except ESO is ESO. It's dog shit Skyrim, but it's good, but not really. It's like you want to flame it for being a bad game, but it's got enough good going for it that's not actually a bad game. So you actually love the game, and you always say, I can't wait to main this game, and then you never actually main the game. You play for 5-10 hours, and then you tell yourself, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. I'll come back next time. And then you don't come back for 3 fucking years. And then you hear about Elder Scrolls 6 because Todd Howard once again said a word about, for example, there's more trees in Elder Scrolls 6 than there will be in Elder Scrolls 5. And you're like, fuck it, time to boot up ESO again, I guess. So that's ESO, that's Elder Scrolls Online.
Another buy once, play forever game, but you'll also want to pay for the monthly optional sub or your character forgets how to use their own pockets. There's also an in-game cash shop in case you wanted to throw even more money at it for some reason, and if you've already bought Skyrim 5 times, you may as well buy the Elder Scrolls Online, start the game in Vardenfell, remember how good Morrowind is, then go and download and replay that instead. Final Fantasy XIV. Remember the time the weird kid in high school told you to watch Naruto and you tried it and it was boring and they said, don't worry, it gets good 100...
Before he says what he has to say, I gotta say my thing. They have redone ARR 3 fucking times, and it's still too long. ARR is like, okay, the first time around I think it was 100-something hours. Well, the first time around the game failed and they rebooted the game. That's why it's called A Realm Reborn. It was just Final Fantasy XIV first, then it became Final Fantasy XIV ARR, and then they rebooted it again, and then again. And I still, like, I love reading. I read about 100 pages every single night. At worst, I read 50 pages every single night. I make sure I make time to read every night. And it is the most slogging, painful goddamn storytelling I've ever heard. Everyone says Heavenward and Onward is amazing, phenomenal, beautiful. But they also tell me you cannot skip ARR. You have to read the story. You have to understand the lore. You have to get through the characters. Otherwise, you'll miss things in the future. And every single time I get to the fucking patch for Heavensward, like the pre-patch, whatever it's called. I'm not sure what that actual story part is. And the MSQ is dog shit. I'm gonna be real. Okay. I'm sure the MSQ gets really good later on. But AR's MSQ is, I'll fight it, I'll die on this hill. I think Final Fantasy XIV is amazing. I've actually watched lore videos at this point. I know the story is amazing once you get past. I can't play Final Fantasy XIV. It is just not an MMO for me. I don't even think it's a bad game. It's just not for me. And yeah, the anime graphics aren't for everybody. And the fact that there's so many goddamn like slutty transmogs everywhere, and I know they ain't women. I know it's 40-year-old men cosplaying those bunny girls and those sexy owls and shit. You're not getting me, Bob. I fucking know it's you.
Episodes in, you just need to keep going. This is the gaming equivalent of that. Final Fantasy XIV is the epic experiment about how many catgirls a game needs to make everyone forget that pacing is a literary structure and should be used when delivering a story. From the opening moments, you begin your journey to become the hero of light, and then later the hero of darkness, and achieving both, I guess, makes you the hero of soft ambience. The game was historically so bad on launch, they blew it up and started all over again, and now it's quite good, with gameplay spanning from some of the most intense, sweaty, and demanding fights you'll ever be in to some of the most intense, sweaty, and demanding erotic roleplay you'll be forced to be in, because Limsa Lominsa is a godless place.
It's like Goldshire on crack. It's like Goldshire, but you're not spit on or looked down upon for being an ERPer. You're praised. You're a warrior. You've suffered through things that no mortal man should. Y'all ever be to a goddamn catgirl brothel? I have. And I haven't been to Heavensward. You gotta discover what's actually good. You gotta know what's actually bad and go to what's good. And Josh Drive Hayes is correct. It's got some of the most difficult raids in gaming. And some of the most difficult ERP in gaming. And that's what makes it a great game. I only did one part of it.
Final Fantasy XIV is, in all honesty, a well-made game. It's just a shame that downloading it and buying it needs a degree in puzzle solving, and working out how the hell you actually give them your money is like solving a saw trap while wearing catgirl paws. Then good luck if you want to use the MOG station. In fact, it may be the only MMORPG game to solve the cash shop problem by just making the cash shop obtusely difficult to access. Also, there's a free trial where you can play through the entirety of A Realm Reborn and Heavensward, which you'll need to because it gets good later on. Old school...
Actually, that's something I do want to say. I fucking hate Final Fantasy XIV because paying to play that game gives me fucking cancer. I swear to God, Square Enix needs to fire every single person involved in the fucking UI design of that game. It is the most obtuse bullshit thing on how to actually buy and play the fucking game. You guys don't understand how mad it makes me. I apologize for swearing so much. Genuinely, some of the most bullshit in... Like, every fan base is like, stop trying to sell me shit. And Final Fantasy XIV, Square Enix is like, you gotta fight me in a 1v1 in the back alley of a Wendy's to pay me to buy shit in my fucking game. Like, it took it the opposite extreme. People were saying no monetization, and Square Enix is like, bet, fuck you. And now the monetization is goddamn terrible in a whole different regard.
RuneScape. Are you too sexy and also cool? Then you might fit in with the Old School RuneScape crew. Old School RuneScape is a game which spent its entire budget on gameplay and quests, and then remembered a game needs graphics, so said screw it, 12 polygons will have to do, and my god, they were right. In case you wonder where all the muscular guys and hot e-girls, rock stars, porn stars, and sports stars had gone, they're here in Gelenor, clicking on trees for thousands of hours, so one day they can click on a slightly different coloured tree. Watching somebody play Old School RuneScape is the digital equivalent of watching somebody on heroin. They might not look like they're doing much, but in their own head they're having the best time. They will ask you if you want to join in, and it's essential for your health that you say no.
I was watching Sadako play this shit. Because, like, you know, so I started playing Old School RuneScape, and then Sadako was still playing WoW, and he goes, Eben, how'd you like it? I said, dude, it's super grindy, but it's a nice game. And then I watched Sadako play it. I couldn't get into Old School RuneScape. I struggled. And that man got addicted. That man got fucking addicted. He has been playing non-stop for 3-4 months now. Thousands of hours. He is going, like, every person I see going to Old School RuneScape either plays so much that it's a genuine heroin addiction, or they play so much they burn out and they relapse back to WoW. You got your Shobek who relapsed, you got your Savix. I think Joker might relapse eventually, but Sadako is still going strong. Sadako doesn't give a shit. Sadako is a fucking machine when it comes to old school RuneScape, but that man is addicted to this fucking game. Everyone I see plays this game like they're a fucking crack fiend. Y'all ever see a guy outside a supermarket or Walmart that's on Fent? That's how these motherfuckers play this game. Hey, buddy. You want to play old school RuneScape? Dude, it's so good, man. It's so good, man. Yeah, I've just been fishing for 700 hours. Trust the process. Yeah, I got 7,000 fish in my bank. Trust me, trust. I'm gonna use it to cook. I'm gonna max out cooking. Quest cape. You want quest cape? Like, brother, calm down. What the fuck are you doing? I ain't never see a WoW players are degenerate animals. But OSRS fans are goddamn Fent addicts.
Old school RuneScape came to dominate content creation with some of the most interesting playthrough series ever made, despite looking like this, which proves it really is what's inside that counts. And if you look inside RuneScape, you'll find endless amounts of passion, complexity, and most importantly, autism. RuneScape 3. Did you start playing RuneScape back when it launched and now you're too invested in your one character to switch over to the old school version because you've got rare items which won't
That's retail versus classic. Right there. I know a lot of retail players don't want to stop playing retail because they've been playing for what? It's been over 20 years. Holy shit, we're about to go into 22 years of retail. Holy shit, 22 years of retail. Who ever thought they'd be playing retail WoW for 22 fucking years, chat? Jesus fucking Christ. And old school RuneScape, wait, when did RuneScape original come out? Because RuneScape 3 is based off RuneScape 1, which is the continuation of RuneScape 2. So, when did RuneScape 3 originally come out? RuneScape 3 original release date. RuneScape 3's official release date was 2013. But, so let me see this. It launched in 2001. So in 2001, it then became RuneScape 2, correct? Okay. And released as RuneScape 2 with the original version being renamed RuneScape Classic. So I guess technically, what, 25 years of RuneScape? Holy shit, absolutely insane.
Transfer over and you don't want to get a completionist cape again, then just keep playing RuneScape 3. The more modern version of the game which nobody thinks of when you say RuneScape, RuneScape 3 is actually quite a good game if you ignore the cash shop, which incredibly Jagex decided to do when they vastly reduced the amount of microtransactions and cash shop buyables. So you know what? Play it for that alone to show that we as a community support that kind of business decision. Also, dungeoneering is a skill, not a minigame. Fight me. EverQuest. Do your knees hurt? Do you make a sound when...
Everyone I've talked to that plays EverQuest genuinely is a geriatric fucking boomer at this point. Like, everyone I talk to that plays EverQuest still can't let go of the past. Like, let it go, buddy. She took the house and the kids. Move on. EverQuest isn't bringing the kids back. She's gone. Just move on, buddy. Just let it go. EverQuest is the foundation of the MMO genre. EverQuest is the foundational game that makes the MMO genre what it is. It's the foundational lifestyle, game style experience. And every MMO copies and steals from this, Ultima, and Dark Age of Camelot. And this game is fucking ass. For its time, it was good, but there's a reason everybody immediately quit EverQuest to go play World of Warcraft when it came out in 2004. You had to if you died in EverQuest, somebody had to go grab your fucking body, drag you to a priest or a monk, I forget which one, to get rezzed because you couldn't ghost run to your corpse when you died. Somebody had to recover you. You had to be recovered. That's just one of many... Okay, look, let's just let Josh drive how he says his shit.
Bending over to pick things up. Does sleeping funny put you out of commission for a week? Trick question. You're watching a video about MMOs, so I know the answer to all of them is yes. But did you know that unlike you, EverQuest is still healthy and still going strong? Do you miss reading and forums or when games didn't hold your hand? Do you want to try and convince your friends it's a good game to play, despite the fact they have functioning eyes and have owned a console since the Commodore 64? Well, come on over to Norath. We have such thrilling gameplay designers sitting and waiting for your mana to recharge while your friends desperately try and convince you to play something newer than teletext. EverQuest truly is the most popular MMORPG according to Ask Jeeves. Warframe. Remember Unreal Tournament? Imagine what that game would be if it was actually ninjas in space and also free and just goddamn awesome in every way. That's
With Warframe, I actually don't have anything bad to say about this, except for the fact that every single Warframe player is a fucking cultist. Genuinely, they either hate Warframe with such a dedicated passion that they just despise the foundation of what Warframe is, or they're genuinely like, hey, do you want to find Jesus? Play Warframe. Warframe is Jesus. You are going to find Christ. You are going to be happy. It is that fucking good. Trust me. You don't need heroin in your life. You need Warframe. There is no in-between when it comes to the Warframe players. And everyone I've heard talk about Warframe is genuinely like, trust me, brother. Trust me. It is that good. I don't think it's gonna be that good, buddy. The way you describe it makes me feel like this is it's me ascending to a higher realm.
Warframe. Warframe tells the epic tale of how actually the plot gets good after the second Dream Quest, but you won't care because shooting things with a magical sci-fi bow is fun. And the shock reveal that you're actually a child soldier piloting this thing doesn't really matter because you are still going to shoot as many things with as many magical sci-fi arrows as you can. Warframe never really got the attention it deserves because the developers spent all their time and energy focusing on making a good game and forgot to add a little thing called a marketing budget. So finding Warframe is like watching Kung Fu Hustle for the first time and wondering how the hell more people don't know about this because it was everything you ever wanted. Warframe is only free because they're too busy making the game they've forgotten they could charge for it, so let's all just agree to not remind them. Eve, are you just inherently better than other people?
This is Autism Simulator. Eve Online is Autism Simulator. This game right here, my older brother with his fucking Asperger's loves this game. I fucking hate Eve with a passion. Eve isn't even a bad game. I got yelled at as a child in a guild because I didn't meet my fucking mining quota. Fuck this game and fuck the people that play it. Eve Online is for autistic Excel spreadsheet enjoyers. Genuinely, what the fuck is this game?
Your intimate knowledge of the difference between fedoras and trilbies scare people away. Was it really not just a phase, Mum? This is who you are. Then you may like Eve. A game of competitive spreadsheets dipped in a sticky sci-fi sauce. You can spend hours wedged into your crusty battle station chair listening to the Rasmus and learning every Excel function just to ruin someone's day a little bit more efficiently. Eve is the epic space conquest game where you can do everything from mine asteroids to grief other people who are trying to mine asteroids. You can be a stealthy smuggler or a diplomatic dickhead as you attempt to explain to someone for the 5th time why Babylon 5 is better than the next generation, and they continue to ignore you, wondering how long until you write a manifesto or leave your cave to go and play your monthly competitive Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. There are so many other amazing online worlds like Star Wars The Old Republic, which wants you to remember when Star Wars was good, or Lord of the Rings Online, which wants you to remember that it exists. You've got action games like Neverwinter or Extreme...
This is the part where he just speeds through every remaining MMO. Star Wars Republic, phenomenal storytelling, dogshit gameplay. Lord of the Rings Online, phenomenal storytelling, dogshit gameplay. Dungeons and Dragons Online, phenomenal storytelling, dogshit. It's a recurring theme. Great storytelling, dogshit gameplay.
Classics like Meridian 59 or failures like New World, and all of them offer a unique magical experience.
Don't mention New World. New World just got good. New World just became interesting. New World just became fun. And they pulled the plug and fired everybody for AI.
And yet also all of them are somehow exactly the same, except New World because it's dead. So go out, download an MMORPG, play it, and see if it fills the void in your life, because it just might. Then let it immerse you, become your personality, become soul-bound to it, and then critique anyone else for daring to play a different game because they are wrong and you are right. Your virtual world is better than their virtual world, and until they've played 1,000 hours of your game, they wouldn't understand its nuanced brilliance, which is absolutely a judgment you can make, even though you've only played an hour of their game. So let me know which virtual world you are a citizen of in the comments and why your world is clearly the best, and I look forward to not reading any of them. Thank you to the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who allow me to make videos like this. You can support from only £1 a month. Check the video description for links to Patreon, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and how to buy gamer subs. And as always, have a great day.
Josh Drive Hayes is the GOAT of content creation, unironically one of the best content creators on this fucking platform. I love this man's content. Thank you for playing your audio at 2.5 speed, Josh. I know that was probably a struggle for you because you probably wanted to make a 48-minute video. But amazing 11.5-minute video, buddy. Great fucking video. I will say I agree with him for most of this. MMOs are the most dog shit genre. I really should have played. I should have started my content creation journey in any other genre, and I'd probably be 10 times bigger than I am. I don't even care about the money or fame at this point. I fucking hate this genre because there hasn't been a new, better game in 20 fucking years since World of fucking Warcraft came out in 2004. Legit, the 3 most played MMOs are Final Fantasy XIV, a reboot of Final Fantasy XIV, World of Warcraft, classic World of Warcraft, and old school fucking RuneScape. I am crashing out. I hate this genre so much. Riot, Classic Plus, somebody, please. Please, give me any fucking MMO. Oh, I beg of you. I'm addicted and I can't. I need a game I can play for 10,000 hours. Legit, that's my issue. That's why I'm addicted to League of Legends and Classic WoW.